I wonder, does any of this look familiar? Sure, it's our own backyard. I came out today looking to see what our yard had to offer. I look over there toward the garden, and I realize that most of those plants kind of turning in for the year. Of course, our good evergreens are still looking wonderful and green, but so many of the things that were blooming a while ago are no longer blooming. And so as I scan and I turn around, I go back to where I was, where this beautiful tree, this bush, reminds me of the season that we are entering into. Yes, I'm talking about the season of autumn. And today, on September 22nd, we begin that season and we begin the celebration as we are in the midst of the season of creation. This is the day of the autumnal equinox. It's the day when the sun provides an equal amount of daylight time and nighttime. It tells us, those of us who live in the northern hemisphere, that we are entering the season of fall and will soon be losing our daylight hours. In the fall, as the weather grows colder, many plants stop producing food. The short amount of sunlight makes the leaves begin to change to yellow, orange, and red colors, before eventually turning brown and falling from the trees. Our friends, the evergreen trees, never lose their leaves because they naturally produce a wax cover on their needles that protects them from freezing. Again, let's marvel at what nature does to protect itself. And as I say this, I am just overwhelmed by the abundance of butterflies that are flying in and out of this field of flowers. They are just amazing. The autumnal equinox is the beginning of the astronomical autumn, that is the equal day and night, which ends at the start of winter. Weather forecasters define the season as the meteorological autumn. They are the 3 months in which the weather is always changing. Autumn is generally considered the end of the growing season. Also known as the harvest season, fall ushers in a time of celebration for farmers as they gather their crops and as airplanes go overhead. Harvest celebrations tend to combine giving thanks with prayers for future abundance to pacify the gods and ensure future successful crops. For example, in the United Kingdom, the Harvest Festival is a time when people give thanks for the fruits of the land and collect food to donate to those in need. Thanksgiving in the United States is a historical commemoration, but it has a spiritual dimension strongly associated with homecoming and giving praise for all that has been from the earth and in celebration of the good things from our crop. Is it not remarkable how the seasons continue to unfold and the cycle from birth to death continues year after year? This is a miracle that we often take for granted. With climate change, we see that the familiar system of life is being disrupted. Throughout the world, there are more and more areas where there are no harvests. Places where there are no, or at least less, forests where trees can shed their leaves. In Laudato Si, our Pope Francis says, many things have to change, but it is we human beings above all who need to change. If we do not personally change our attitudes and lives, the solutions to our global ecological crisis will never really arrive. In fact, the Holy Father uses religious language to describe what's needed. We need an ecological conversion. The Pope suggests that rather than acting as unconscious consumers, often riddled with a feeling of emptiness and anxiety, we need instead to adopt a lifestyle that conveys greater sobriety, more moderation and inner peace, and ultimately greater fulfillment. Jesus might mean for us to seek out a simpler yet more fulfilling life with different and simple pleasures, like a walk in nature. Just look at that monarch butterfly, a walk in nature. Encounters with friends. Without relationships, what does it mean? And let us also take pleasure and enjoy the arts. Maya Angelou is quoted as saying, "Isn't this a wonderful day? I've never seen one like this before." Also, as we continue to participate in the economic reality of our times, Pope Francis challenges us to see every act of consuming as a moral act that involves gifts of creation, air, land, water, and the dignity of workers and local cultures. It's this kind of awareness and the small daily gestures that flow from it that create the culture of care that Pope Francis imagines can transform our world. So let us return to where we begin. In this season of creation, as we participate in the Jubilee for the Earth, may we pledge to do what we can to preserve our beloved Earth and all its creatures, and let us enter the season of autumn, praying that we can take care of this cycle of the seasons, that it will continue, and we will all be blessed with many more abundant harvests. In the end, God, we believe, remains deeply present to us, united to our earth in love, and God will give us the strength and light needed to find our way and impel us to find new ways forward. This is holy ground. I'm standing on holy ground. For the Lord is with us, and where God is holy. My friends, happy autumn. Happy season of creation. Let us celebrate the year of Jubilee of the Earth. And let us do all we can in our daily lives and in our prayer to remember our Earth, all those creatures on the Earth, and our beloved Creator, who has gifted us with all this wondrous beauty. Amen, amen, amen.